I just woke up to all of the kits for Stellar Blade being posted, so let's talk a little bit about Eve and why it's worth getting at least one copy. Before we start, as usual, hello the internets, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's topic, Eve kit. She's looking pretty good, I'm gonna be honest. I'll make a separate video talking about Raven. I do like her kit. I don't think she's gonna be bad by any means. I just dislike these damage to part focus kits because so far, every time we've gotten a character like that, it happens that, you know, after the initial raid where we get parts, then we never get to use them again. The best example would be, for example, something like Summer Sakura, right? With the sustain and things like that. So I hope she's better. It looks like she's gonna be better just based on her numbers. It looks like it's gonna be closer to something like Mihara. But again, we'll talk about Raven on a later video. On this one I want to talk about Eve. Before that, leave a like, subscribe, have a look at the channel, and let's check her assets because she has really good assets. Honestly, she has like really good assets if the video wants to play. If we can come here directly to the battle, alright, she has nice assets. It's like Crown but with proper jiggles, because Crown doesn't have any jiggles. You need to get the skin for Crown to have any fan service. So it's a good burst. I'm assuming the burst is like the one that was leaked right here, right? So this is the burst animation you will be getting on your lobby. It's a nice MLB. I'm just gonna be honest, it's just not worth it. Every time I've MLB'd an abnormal character, I never use the lobby after literally a couple days, because you'll get something better or another character or whatever. At the end of the day, collab characters are nice, but I think a copy is more than enough. That said, let's talk a little bit about her kit. It's looking really good. So, Assault Rifle, B3 Attacker, Iron. Finally, thank you Shifta for bringing us some Iron. Good characters, good DPSs. As of right now, Iron is probably one of the worst elements, if not the worst element. No, it is the worst element. If you go to Iron, B3 characters, the only things you have, it's Laplace Treasure, which is not that great. You have Maxwell, not that great by today's standards. Red Hood is falling off a lot. Even you barely see her on raids, unless it's like a team 5 or something like that. Snow White teams still get usage for people who invested in her early on. If not, she gets no usage. And then you have Bunny Soda on the shotgun teams. So that's like it. There is no meta DPS carries outside of Red Hood, and again, Red Hood is losing a lot of usage. So it is what it is. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on with this. All of the skills are passives, starting with a skill 1, Impact Type Exo Spine. This will give her a critical rate of 60% the moment you enter the battlefield. 60% for free. This is innate, cannot be removed, and this is pretty huge. This means that if you are pairing her with the mates and something like, for example, probably Volume or the Miranda Treasure, she will get 100% crit, and this is important because the second part of the skill 1, as you can see, activates after landing 44 critical hits. Affects random enemy units, dealing 240 of final attack as damage. This will happen every 3.5 seconds each, more or less, give or take. Assuming you have 100% crit rate, which you should be able to get. So this is going to be constantly proccing every 3.5 seconds, dealing really good damage through a 3-minute fight on a boss fight. And then also, if the enemy belongs to Electric Code, is going to be applying damage taken increased by 10% for 10 seconds, and this is 100% uptime as long as the enemy belongs to Electric Code. So this is pretty good for bosses, and for Iron we're finally getting some units and some characters that can actually be dealing good damage. We're moving into this crit rate meta, which is a little bit weird still, that it took so long in NIKKE, but it is what it is. Also, I'm not sure if you can get 100% with Volume. You might need to get a line of crit rate on your Raven. I'm still not sure, I need to check later how much Volume is giving with the mates, but it should be pretty close, if not past that already. Her skill 2 is pretty similar. When entering the battle, affecting herself, she's gonna be getting the Eagle Eye type Exo Spine, giving her attack increased by 50% of casters attack continuously, and max ammunition capacity increased by 25% continuously. I do not know why the previous effects trigger repeatedly. I don't know what that means in this case, because this is never removed. And then, after landing 10 normal attacks, if the enemy, once again, is Electric Code, she will be reloading 3 rounds. This is basically a Bastion. She's getting a mini Bastion on her own, which is 3 rounds here. Now, we're talking about a character that basically will be always shooting infinite ammunition on an Assault Rifle, because if you put Bastion and you are also fighting an enemy that is Electro Code, you are reloading 6 bullets every 10 shots. This is fantastic. Again, you're putting this with the mates, with her little speed and the extra ammo. She will basically have infinite ammo as long as you get a couple lines of max ammunition. Because her base capacity is 60, but this should be more than enough to self-sustain. So really good skill, honestly. I am pretty sure this is the first assault rifle we can even consider building as like a infinite shooting. Like I was saying, really good skills, really good numbers and percentages as well. And then her burst basically will increase all of these numbers. First of all, she deals 450% of final attack damage to a random enemy. In campaign, kind of but for bosses, it's fantastic. Attack sequentially for 6 times, and then affecting herself, she gets the Exo Spine MK2, and she will basically be enhancing everything else. So for 10 seconds, she's gonna be increasing by 100% the damage multiplier of Unstable Energy, this one right here, this 240%. And then she's also gonna be increasing by 100% the damage multipliers of Eagle Eye type Exo Spine, aka this one right here on skill 2. So instead of 50% and 25%, this is increased by a further 100%. That's how I understand it. That is pretty big. She's getting really big numbers on her own, and as usual, if you pair her with someone that is giving her attack damage, she's gonna be benefiting from that so much. You could be running something like Grown, Made Mast, and get really good buffs. Attack buffs are gonna be a little bit more diluted on her, but still she can take advantage of them. Her percentage modifiers are lower than some of the characters we've been getting recently, but I still believe both of them most likely will be really good DPSs and really good characters. That said, that's gonna be it for Eve. And we're gonna be doing viewer pulls for her later and testing. Do not forget to do your dailies because the game will go into maintenance in like 4 hours or something like that. So don't forget to do your dailies, bossos. That's gonna be for this video talking about Eve. In my opinion, must pull 1 copy 100%. I assume they're gonna be limited characters. I don't remember the patch notes. If anyone remembers, let me know in the comments. But I assume they will be limited characters. So no reason not to get at least one. They fit pretty well in here, and I know some people don't like collabs, but this is a collab that technically fits 1-to-1 on NIKKE. They could be same universe and no one would even notice. So get 1 copy, really good character, really good fan service. If you want to go for MLB, I personally don't recommend it, but again, if you are a tryhard for raids, you will have to go for the MLB at least, because she is a scaling of caster's attack on the skill 2, so you need some boost for that. Personally, for me, 1 copy, we have 2 multis, and if not, we're gonna be ticketing her. That said, that's gonna be for this one. We're gonna be live later, pulling for Eve and testing. Feel free to drop by, link in the description. Good luck with your pool generates, and see you in the next one.